Hello student, welcome to the lecture on tourism organization and association. And after this lecture, we will be able to learn the following objectives. Understand the World Tourism Organization, discuss the Pacific Asia Travel Association, describe the International Air Transport Association, explain the Indian Organization of Tourism. Let's start with the concept of tourism organization and association. The emergence of tourism as a global phenomenon has long been recognized through the formation of organizations that have direct research policy and statistical interests in the industry. A number of these organizations have a history dating to the end of World War II, and their role has become increasingly significant, especially in providing data indicative of the status of tourism globally and correspondingly at national levels in both origin and destination regions. Over the years, a number of organizations have emerged in tourism. They have played a vital role in tourism policy formation, planning, promotion, infrastructure and resort development, protecting the rights of tourists, negotiations, etc. Factors like importance of tourism in generating foreign exchange, employment prospect, national interest, and at times the stage of development have determined the need for such organization and accordingly influence their growth and functions. These organizations exist in public sector as well as private sector and at different levels, that is global, national, state and local. Let us now discuss the World Tourism Organization WTO. Based in Spain, the World Tourism Organization WTO was established in the mid-1970s as the International Union of Official Travels Organization IUOTO. WTO has a non-governmental organization membership which includes 133 countries and territories and over 300 affiliate members. The Charter of WTO is founded on the promotion and development of tourism as a vehicle for world peace and economic development. Organizational aims. The World Tourism Organization plays a role in promoting the development of responsible, sustainable and universally accessible tourism, paying particular attention to the interests of developing countries. History. The origin of the World Tourism Organization stems back to 1925 when the International Congress of Official Tourist Traffic Association ICOTT was formed at The Hague. Some articles from early volumes of the Annals of Tourism Research claim that the UNWTO originated from the International Union of Official Tourist Publicity Organization IUOTPO. Although the UNWTO states that the ICOTT became the International Union of Official Tourist Propaganda Organization first in 1934. Following the end of the Second World War and with international travel numbers increasing, the IUOTPO restructured itself into the International Union of Official Travel Organization IUOTO. A technical non-governmental organization, the IUOTO, was made up of a combination of national tourist organization, industry and consumer groups. The organization encourages the implementation of the Global Code of Ethics for Tourism with a view to ensuring that member countries, tourist destinations and businesses maximize the positive economic, social and cultural effects of tourism and fully represent its benefits while minimizing its negative social and environmental impacts. The General Assembly believes that a formula that would allow agreement to be reached more readily among governments for the establishment of an international tourism organization of an intergovernmental, particularly to assist the developing countries, would be the conversion of the International Union of Official Travel Organization into an intergovernmental organization through a revision of its statutes, the establishment of operational links between the United Nations and the transformed Union by the means of a foreign agreement. In 1970, the IUOTO General Assembly voted in favor of forming the World Tourism Organization WTO based on statutes of the IUOTO and after ratification by the prescribed 51 states. The WTO came into operation on November 1, 1974. Structure. The General Assembly is the supreme organ of the organization. Its ordinary sections held every 2 years are attended by delegates of the full and associate members as well as representatives from the Business Council. It is the most important meeting of senior tourism officials and high-level representatives of the private sector from all over the world. Regional commissions established in 1975 as subsidiary organs of the General Assembly, the SIC Regional Commission normally meet once a year. They enable member states to maintain contact with one another and with the Secretariat between accessories of the General Assembly, to which they submit their proposals and convey their concerns. Each commission elects one chairman and its vice chairman from among its members for a term of 2 years, commencing from one session to the next session of the Assembly. Executive Council. The Executive Council task is to take all necessary measures in consultation with the Secretary General for the implementation of its own decision and recommendation of the Assembly and report thereon to the Assembly. The Council meets at least twice a year. The Council consists of full members elected by the Assembly in the proportion of 1 member for every 5 full members, in accordance with the rules of procedure laid down by the Assembly with a view to achieving fair and equitable geographical distribution. The term of office of members elected to the Council is 4 years, and election for 1/2 of the Council membership are held every 2 years. Spain is a permanent member of the Executive Council. Technical cooperation. As an executing agency of the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, WTO provides assistance to governments on a wide range of tourism issues, from sustainable tourism development, investment needs and technology transfer to marketing and promotion. Over 600 projects have been fielded since 1980. Education and training. Education and training is one of the major building blocks of the travel and tourism industry. WTO offers a variety of programs, including distance learning courses, which have been organized with Purdue University and the Sorbonne. Other projects include the establishment of a network of WTO education and training centers and publication of a directory of tourism education and training institutions. Environment and planning. The goal of sustainable tourism development underlines WTO's work environment and planning. Activities include participation in forums on tourism and the environment, such as the Rio Earth Summit and the Globe Seminars in Canada. WTO is also developing a global program of clean beaches for tourism based on the European Community's Blue Flag program. Facilitation and liberalization. WTO works towards the removal of barriers to tourism. Activities in this area include promotion of improved access to tourism for the handicapped, research on computer reservation system, involvement with the General Agreement on Trade and Tariffs (GATT) process, assistance on health and safety issues. Publication. WTO also has a number of publications. They include Yearbook of Tourism Statistic, Compendium of Tourism Statistic Annual, Travel and Tourism Barometer Quarterly, Directory of Tourism Education and Training Institution. Reinforcing UN WTO's role. The General Assembly was also the stage for institutional changes within UNWTO itself. The Assembly unanimously elected Talab Rifai as Secretary General for the period 2010 to 30. Mr. Rifai has served as Secretary General ad interim since March 2009 and had previously been Deputy Secretary General since February 2006. Mr. Rifai expressed his commitment to work with his new management team for greater transparency and accountability, and for the organization to become more program-based and results-oriented, as reflected in his management strategy presented to the Assembly. Promoting tourism through the UN system. As the UN Specialized Agency for Tourism, UNWTO is committed to ensuring that actions taken by the industry are in line with and provide added benefit to efforts to achieve the UN Millennium Development Goals and a sustainable global future. Now moving on to the next topic, we will study the Pacific Asia Travel Association, PATA. The Pacific Asia Travel Association, PATA, is a membership association working to promote the responsible development of travel and tourism in the Asia-Pacific region. Background: PATA has a long history in identifying the need for and supporting the philosophy of sustainable tourism in the Asia-Pacific region. In recent years, the PATA board has established a dedicated sustainable tourism committee consisting of international volunteer members from a range of membership categories. The committee meets twice a year in conjunction with the PATA Board of Directors meetings at the PATA Annual Conference and PATA Traveled Mart. Mission: even with the clarity of vision that hindsight provides, it would be difficult to imagine a better time to have started the Pacific Interim Travel Association than that chosen by the organizers and 91 delegates to the first Pacific Area Travel Conference in 1952. They had displayed an uncanny sense of timing in addressing an issue whose time had come, which in the larger sense was developing travel to the Pacific region. By the early 1950s, those who had an interest in the region were facing a tremendous range of opportunities. In 1952, commercial use of the jet airplane was still several years away, and so was the explosion in Pacific travel that would occur in the 1960s. History. Beginning. The association began in 1951 when Lorin P. Thurston, president of two major daily newspapers in Honolulu, and William J. Mulcahy of Pan American Airways set about organizing the first Pacific Area Travel Conference with the aim of promoting tourism in the largely undiscovered region of Asia Pacific. The purpose of the meeting, Thurston noted, was to discuss cooperation among Pacific countries that would result in a greater exchange of visitors to their mutual advantage and to develop methods of presenting the Pacific area to the world's travelers and the travel trade by reducing restrictions on Pacific travel, filling in accommodation gaps, and presenting the Pacific story in advertising and publicity. The inaugural conference eventually took place from January 10 to 15, 1952 at the Maluhia Auditorium of Fort de Rassi in Waikiki, Hawaii. There were 91 delegates in attendance at the conference, including representatives of government and business. Aside from Thurston and Mulcahy, those taking a key role at this event were Robert Allen, Chairman of Registration and Housing; Melvin A. Conant, Chairman of Conference Organization; Harry Duff, Chairman of Council Liaison; John Poe, Co-Chairman of Entertainment; John J. Murphy, Co-Chairman of Program and Protocol; William O. Cogswell, Sam N. Mercer, and Stewart E. Fund of the Hawaii Visitor Bureau, and Milston O. Hoyles of Hoyles and Cummings Limited. 1950s. Considered as a state of money and influence, San Francisco was home to an influential group of individuals who served on the PATA board and committees during the 1950s and 1960s. Throughout the first decade, PATA membership grew steadily, attracting a wide range of members, including governments, carriers, hotel members, travel agents, cruise lines, and the media. Other members eventually included tour operators, educational institutions, vehicle operators, restaurants and catering services, advertising agencies, public relation firms, publication, banks, and architectural and research firms. 1960s. In 1958, PATA's Board of Directors requested that the U.S. International Cooperation Administration provide $150,000 for a comprehensive study of the Pacific countries. 1970s. At the 23rd Annual Conference held in Jakarta in 1974, it was decided that there should be a chance of emphasis in PATA's function to enable more support for the development aspect of tourism within the Pacific area, particularly in industry, education, and training. 1980s. In 1984, the PATA Board of Directors approved the creation of the PATA Foundation, creating a new role for the association as a benefactor of culture and heritage policy by administrating project funding. Let's know the meaning of International Air Transport Association, IATA. The International Air Transport Association, IATA, is a non-governmental organization, and membership consists of practically all air carriers. The active members are engaged in international operations, whereas the associate membership consists of domestic airlines. IATA is an international trade body created over 60 years ago by a group of airlines. Today, IATA represents some 230 airlines comprising 93% of scheduled international air traffic. The organization also represents, leads and serves the airline industry in general. IATA aims at encouraging the development of reliable, regular and economic air transport for the benefit of travelers. Background: founded in 1945, the activities of IATA have increased over the years. Today, its services and roles include setting rates on global routes, agreeing to member airlines, planning of timetables for international flights, standardizing and coordination of certain services like baggage checks, reservation, etc. In addition, IATA also provides statistical data on international air travel and acts as a clearinghouse for air tickets coupons. History: IATA was formed on 19 April 1945 in Havana, Cuba. It is a successor to the International Air Traffic Association, founded in The Hague in 1990, the year of the world's first international scheduled services. At its founding, IATA had 57 members from 31 nations, mostly in Europe and North America. Today, it has about 230 members from more than 140 nations in every part of the world.
IATA is passionate about aviation, the world's most exciting industry. For nearly 7 decades, IATA, the International Air Transport Association, has fulfilled its mission to represent, lead and serve the airline industry. With some 240 member airlines, IATA represents about 84% of air traffic. Using global standards, which IATA has helped to develop, these member airlines connect the world, bringing people to business, goods to markets, and families and friends together. IATA is the financial backbone for global aviation, securely managing more than $300 billion annually through our financial systems. Alongside this, IATA is an advocate for aviation and a catalyst for the industry's development. Safety is the top priority, and IATA is also dedicated to ensuring that air transport is secure, efficient and sustainable, both environmentally and economically.
Flying is the safest way to travel. This has been achieved with the cooperation of industry and governments, and IATA has played an important role. All IATA member airlines must complete the IATA Operational Safety Audit, IOSA, the global standard for operational safety management. And IATA shares data with key global organisations, including the International Civil Aviation Organization, to guide efforts to make a safe industry even safer. We're also focused on making aviation more secure. 35% of the value of goods traded internationally is transported by air. Securing these important trade lanes is critical to global commerce. We're working with governments in IATA's Secure Freight programme to take a supply chain approach to this enormous task. IATA is working to make travel more convenient for passengers through its Simplifying the Business projects. 100% e-ticketing was the first step. Now IATA is enabling global standards for self-service options throughout the travel process. And we're rising to the challenge to improve the passenger security experience with a revolutionary airport checkpoint of the future. By combining technology and intelligence, our aim is to make long security queues a thing of the past, with an innovative and hassle-free walk-through experience. In the same spirit of efficiency, IATA works with infrastructure providers to ensure that growing demand for air transport can be met, of course with cost structures that the industry can afford. The environmental impact of growth must be managed. IATA helped lead the industry commitment to cap net global carbon emissions from 2020 and to cut them in half by 2050. Along with promoting operational efficiencies to deliver on these commitments, IATA is a strong proponent of sustainable biofuels for aviation. Alone, they could cut the industry's carbon footprint by up to 80%.
Nearly 3 billion people and 50 million tons of cargo travel by air each year. And the connectivity that the aviation industry provides enables trillions of dollars of economic activity. IATA is committed to delivering innovation and value to the air transport industry as it strives to be ever safer, more secure, efficient and sustainable. Aviation is a force for good that is transforming our planet into a global community and generating wealth, both material and of the human spirit.
Let's now look at the various organizations of the Indian tourism. Indian Association of Tour Operators IATO, acclaimed as the pioneer body of Indian tourism industry, the Indian Association of Tour Operators IATO was formed in the year 1982. In present times, IATO has an extended network of partners in all categories of the tourism industry, with 4,000 members under its belt that covers countries like US, Nepal and Indonesia, with USTOA, NATO and ASITA as its esteemed members. IATO profile. The Indian Association of Tour Operators IATO is the national body of the tourism industry. It has over 1,100 members covering all segments of tourism industry. Established in 1982, IATO today has international acceptance and linkages. It has close connections and constant interaction with other tourism associations in US, Nepal and Indonesia, where US, TOA, NATO and ASITA are its member bodies, and is increasing its international networking with professional bodies for better facilitation to the international traveler visiting not only India but the entire region. Categories. IATO has 5 categories of membership: active, elite, associate, international and honorary. All its active members are recognized and approved by the Indian government's Department of Tourism and have at least 3 years experience of handling international tourists to India before being admitted to the IATO fraternity. IATO's affairs are managed by an executive committee elected by the active members every 2 years. Industry standards for all the coordination and regulation. IATO comprises of an executive committee with a team of 6 different officers and 9 executive members. Besides that, it has a number of causes all over the country that works in tandem with the executive committee. IATO is equipped with another 12 action committees to monitor and assess the work flow regarding the member bodies. India, a powerhouse for tourism. Shri Arvind Singh Mewar, Chairman HRH Group, in his valedictory address at the 26th IATO Annual Convention, expressed gratitude for selecting Udaipur as a convention venue. Successfully organization, the prestigious event here in Udaipur has provided great opportunity to the city to flourish further in the days to come, he said. Commending the importance of the convention theme, Arvind Singh Mewar said the theme is very timely and appropriate at this changing and challenging atmosphere. Tourism has become global because of advance of technology and new world order. We have faced numerous challenges like recession, terrorist attacks, natural calamities, etc. Travel Agents Association of India, TAAI. TAAI, short for the Travel Agent Association of India, was formed towards the end of the year 1951 by a group of 12 leading travel agents who left that the time had come to create an association to regulate the travel industry in India. The primary purpose was to protect the interests of those engaged in the industry, to promote its orderly growth and development, and to safeguard the rights of the traveling public. Government organization in India. In most of the countries, the tourism policy is formulated and, in some cases, operational also under a national tourist organization. Matters related to development, promotion, marketing, etc. are looked after by such official organization. In fact, their major functions are policy formation and planning, promotion and marketing, coordinating between public and private sector, human resources development through training and education, and legislation and regulation, etc. Here we must take note of their importance in tourism as their role functioning and attitude influence the entire gambit of tourism. Central government in India, the Department of Tourism, which comes under the Ministry of Civil Aviation and Tourism, function as the National Tourist Organization. As tourism professionals, we may have to deal with the department and its officials from time to time. The primary task of the department is to lay down the policy, collect tourism-related data, attend to inquiries related to tourism, publicize India as a destination, regulate the activities of different segments of the tourism industry, etc. State, government or union territories. On the pattern of central government, the state governments and union territories have their own tourism departments and tourism development corporation. At all airports, major railway stations and bus stands, tourist information centers have been set up by these departments. They are also actively engaged in policy formation at their levels, promotional activities, destination development, providing guide services, conducting sightseeing tours and providing lodging, etc. Here we must mention that in our country we still don't have tourism organization at the local levels of a district or municipality. In a very few cases, local development authorities have been entrusted the tasks of destination development or maintenance. Yet the performance is not up to the mark. Many state departments also have to improve their services. In this field, we have to learn a lot from the countries that have a developed tourism industry. Now in the end, let us summarize what we have learned in this lecture. The World Tourism Organization WTO was established in the mid-1970s as the International Union of Office Travel Organization IUOTO. UNWTO is committed to the United Nations Millennium Development Goals geared towards reducing poverty and fostering sustainable development. In 2010, PATA launched the Travel Intelligence Graphic Architecture TIGA initiative to enable better decision-making by tourism professionals. The International Air Transport Association IATA is a non-governmental organization and membership consists of partially all air carriers. The corporation has diversified into new avenues or innovative services like full-fledged money changer, FFMC services, engineering-related consultancy services, etc.